Have you ever noticed how sometimes the person destroying your peace isn't someone else? It's you? Not because you want to suffer, but because of the tiny habits you repeat every single day. The ones that slowly convince you that you're not enough. Today we're going to talk about the 7 habits that quietly make you hate yourself. And trust me, once you see them clearly, you'll never live the same way again. Before we start, ask yourself this. What if the real reason you feel stuck, anxious, or unmotivated isn't because of your job, your friends, or your past, but because of how you treat yourself every day? Let's dive in. You say you'll wake up early. You say you'll stop scrolling at night. You say you'll finally start that thing, but you don't, and maybe you think it's no big deal. But every time you lie to yourself, even in small ways, you teach your mind one painful truth. Your words don't matter. You'd never trust a friend who constantly breaks promises, yet you do that to yourself, and still expect confidence, peace, and self-respect to grow. Here's the thing. Confidence isn't built by achievements. It's built by consistency. Even keeping one small promise, like "I'll drink a glass of water before bed," starts to rebuild that lost trust. Stop trying to make massive changes overnight. Just start doing what you say you'll do, even if it's small. That's how you heal your self-trust. You open social media and suddenly everyone seems ahead of you. Someone's traveling, someone's richer, someone's happier. And deep down, you feel this quiet panic. I'm falling behind. But here's the truth no one tells you. Comparison isn't awareness. It's self-abandonment. Every time you focus on someone else's path, you walk away from your own. You start living in a race that doesn't even exist. The moment you compare, you stop appreciating what you have, your growth, your effort, your journey. When you look back 5 years from now, you won't remember how others looked online. You'll remember how you felt living your own truth. So next time that voice says, "They're doing better," ask yourself, better at what? Living their life or yours? You shrink your voice to keep others comfortable. You laugh when something isn't funny. You hide your opinions because you fear being too much. But here's the sad part. Every time you edit yourself to please others, you send a signal to your brain. The real me isn't acceptable. And that's how self-hate starts. Not from cruelty, but from constant self-abandonment. You don't have to be loud or rebellious to be authentic. You just have to stop performing. When you stop apologizing for existing, you create space for the right people, the ones who see your truth and don't flinch. You can't love yourself and fake yourself at the same time. You tell yourself, "I'll start when I'm ready. I'll post when it's perfect. I'll try when I have more time." That's not preparation. That's fear disguised as productivity. Perfectionism looks like high standards, but it's really a form of self-punishment. It whispers, "You're never enough." The truth? Done is better than perfect. Progress, even messy, awkward, half-finished progress, builds momentum. No one ever became great by waiting to feel ready. They became great by starting scared and staying consistent. Stop trying to be flawless. Start trying to be real. Because perfection might impress people, but authenticity connects people, and connection heals. You keep the music playing, the TV on, the phone in your hand, because silence feels uncomfortable. It reminds you of everything you're avoiding. But running from your thoughts doesn't make them go away. It just makes them louder. When you finally sit alone, no noise, no distractions, you meet the person you've been avoiding. Yourself. And yes, it's uncomfortable at first, but it's also powerful. Because healing doesn't happen through noise. It happens through awareness. When you sit in silence long enough, you start hearing the truth underneath all that fear. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to be heard by you. You care too much about being liked. You shapeshift depending on who you're with. And when someone disapproves of you, it feels like the world is collapsing. But here's the raw truth. The day you start living for approval is the day you stop living freely. When you need others to tell you you're enough, you hand them your self-worth like a fragile glass. And guess what? Sooner or later, someone's going to drop it. You don't need validation to exist. You existed before anyone's opinion. The only approval that actually matters is your own. Because you're the only one who has to live inside your mind forever. Start asking, "Do I like me?" Because if the answer is yes, you've already won. You hit goals. You survive tough days. You do 1,000 small things right. But you don't stop. You move on like it meant nothing. You think celebrating is arrogance. But actually, it's gratitude. Every time you say, "I'm proud of myself," you reinforce a belief. I matter. When you never acknowledge your effort, your brain assumes it doesn't count. And that's how burnout and emptiness creep in. Not because you're lazy, but because you forgot to witness yourself. So today, pause. Look at where you started and where you are now. Even if it's not perfect, you're still moving, and that deserves recognition. Let's be honest, you've probably done at least one of these things, maybe even all of them. And that's okay. Awareness isn't about guilt, it's about power. Because the moment you see these habits clearly, they lose their control over you. So here's your takeaway. Stop breaking your own trust. Stop comparing. Stop hiding. Stop waiting for perfection. Sit with yourself. Approve of yourself. And celebrate your small wins like they're miracles. Because they are. You don't become confident overnight. You build it. One honest decision. One promise kept. One tiny act of self-respect at a time. If this video spoke to you, take a second and breathe. Now ask yourself, which of these habits am I finally ready to let go of? Drop it in the comments. Your answer might help someone else see themselves too. And if you found value in this, hit like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more videos that remind you how powerful you already are. Because the truth is, you don't need to become someone else to love yourself. You just need to stop being who you're not.